Now this situation we gotta talk about. Nicki Minaj just went ballistic on Latto. Latto actually fired back at Nicki multiple times by calling Nicki a 40-year-old bully. Nicki came back and responded to Latto. Latto came back and responded to her again. I mean, shit. Things are crazy right now. So this is how the back and forth started. Yesterday it was revealed that Nicki Minaj's Super Freaky Girl record got kicked out of the Grammy rap category. Super Freaky Girl is of course a record Nicki Minaj dropped back in August. The song ended up going #1 right as it dropped. It's currently sitting at number 8 on the Billboard Hot 100, but it's been doing really good overall, right? Nicki Minaj initially submitted the song to the rap category at the Grammys. However, the Grammys decided that Super Freaky Girl sounded too much like a pop record, so it's as of right now not eligible for the rap category, but the pop category. The Queen. I really like saying that for some reason, I don't know why, but Nicki herself, right, she decided to criticized this decision by saying this: I have no problem being moved out of the rap category as long as we're all being treated fairly. If Super Freaky Girl has to be moved out of rap, then so does Big Energy. Anyone who says differently is simply a Nicki hater or troll. I'd actually love to see a more street record win, male or female. I'm just saying, right is right. Now this is when Latto comes into the picture. So one of Nicki Minaj's fans tweeted this at her saying, literally, Latto herself has even called it pop on multiple occasions. Just make it fair. Nicki responded by saying, yikes. Around 30 minutes after Nicki posted this tweet, Latto put up this tweet that said, damn, I can't win for losing. All these awards / nominees, I can't even celebrate. This was obviously a reference to what Nicki Minaj just tweeted. After this, Nicki Minaj put up this tweet saying this. By the way, she attached a private conversation between her and Latto, which I'll read in a second, but Nicki's tweet said, this Karen, that's kind of funny, this Karen has probably mentioned my name in over 100 interviews, says she waited in line for Pink Friday with her Barbie chain on, bangs, pink hair, but today, Scratch Off decides to be silent rather than speak up for the black woman she called her big inspiration. On the screenshot she attached, this is what the conversation between Latto and Nicki Minaj said. I agree with you, Latto said. However, because of where we left off, I don't think you need to bring up my name / song to prove your point. That was a message to Latto from Nicki Minaj, seemingly right after Nicki's yikes, because Nicki was obviously going at the Grammys for not including her in the rap category that you saw in the tweet I showed you. While she was at it, she brought up the fact that Latto's Big Energy record, which is a pop record by the way, don't get it twisted, she brought up the fact that that record is a pop record. I agree. Now, Nicki brought that up with the intention of exposing the hypocrisy of institutions like the Grammys, who a lot of times, like Nicki put it, move the goalpost. Before we continue with everything that's going on, I want to play this clip right here that Nicki Minaj put up on her Instagram yesterday where she spoke on this.
I'm going to put this video on my feed because I really want to know your thoughts on this. Super Freaky Girl was removed from rap categories, we found out today, in the Grammy submissions, right? Super Freaky Girl, where I only rapped on the song, was removed out of rap categories at the Grammys, right? And put in pop. Hotline Bling, however, in 2017, won Best Rap Song. Hotline Bling won Best Rap Song and Best Rap Song. Now, let's say that Super Freaky Girl is a pop song. Let's just say that, right? What is Big Energy? If Super Freaky Girl is a pop song, what song is Big Energy? What genre is Big Energy? So I'm just going to explain this to you. Yes, thank you. They stay moving the goalpost when it comes to me, because in order for them to uplift the people who they want to shine, the people who these corporate giants, can make the money off of, the people who control things, a lot of things behind the scene, They have to elevate someone that they profit off. So they must move the goalpost for me all the time. And shout out to Drake for, even Drake spoke up on this when he was like, why am I winning a rap, award for Hotline Bling? And he did the right thing. To me, that's what you're supposed to do as an artist. If you know something is unfair as an artist, speak on that shit. Drake could have just let that shit slide and just add to his collection, but he spoke up. You know what I'm saying? So, Big Energy is rap, but Super Freaky Girl is pop.
So Nicki brought up a lot of good points, and I do think it's sad that, because we're talking about Nicki Minaj, who a lot of people do have a lot of disdain for. Some of those reasons are justified, others are not so justified. But because it's Nicki we're talking about, a lot of people will dismiss this as she's a bitter 40-year-old woman. All these award shows, they don't only play politics, but they do have a tendency to mold things the way they want them to be. And pointing out that hypocrisy, I believe overall, is a very good thing. With that being said, at the end of the day, they're the ones giving away these awards, and unfortunately, we as a genre have put way too much weight on the validation of said awards. We gotta stop letting these award shows dictate what's hot or not. I don't want to rant too much about that, so let's just continue from here. So what happened after this is Lotto responded to Nicki Minaj's tweet by saying the following. First of all, I texted you because I didn't want to do the internet shit with someone I looked up to. Lotto said, just like the first time I DM'd you asking about your ongoing subtweets, I wanted to speak up because, like I said, I do agree, but the way you're going about it seems malicious, especially after how we left off. She then put up another tweet that said the following, and on this one, by the way, she directly tagged Nicki on the tweet. I've ignored countless subtweets since March and instead addressed you in the DM. You're asking why I didn't speak up in your defense. It's the same answer I gave you when you asked why I didn't congratulate you. You're literally older than my mom. Oh shit, trying to be a bully at Nicki Minaj. On this other tweet, Lotto called Nicki Minaj a 40-year-old bully, and this is what she said. The most recent subtweet in question, but I'm finna start from the beginning. Hashtag 40-year-old bully. On a screenshot she provided, it appeared that Nicki threw a low subliminal shot Lotto's way. Now on this other tweet she put up, by the way, I know we're going through a lot of tweets, but I'm sure you won't be complaining since you still got some food on your plate. I see that. How did I know that you were eating? Shit, don't even ask. Anyway, on this other tweet she put up, this is what she said. This lady's so meticulous with her shade, so she can twist it later and act like it wasn't about you. Stand on that shit, Lotto said. Lotto's tweet was a response to something Nicki Minaj recently said on Queen Radio, where it sounded like Nicki was talking about Lotto.
A lot of other people come in one day and the next day you trying to categorize yourself with people who've been fucking working and putting their blood, sweat, and tears in this shit for 15 and 20 motherfucking years. And then that album come out and you can clearly see you haven't built up a loyal fan base yet who actually likes your fucking music. And then what they start doing is they start digging the hole deeper for themselves.
On this tweet right here, Lotto posted, she attached some private conversations she had with Nicki on Instagram. On the caption of the tweet, she said, I literally named you as my dream collab multiple times in multiple interviews. Like I told you on the phone, I looked up to you. You still never answered my question about where the random shade started coming from. Now, as for this private conversation between Lotto and Nicki, Lotto on September 4 messaged Nicki by saying, what's up? ? I've shown you nothing but the utmost respect and genuine love as a fan and someone who looked up to you. Hate that you're allowing people to convince you otherwise. You know what I meant. Nicki responded back 5 days later by saying, hey, before I respond to this, what exactly are you talking about? In parentheses, so that I can give you a clear response. Lotto responded to Nicki by bringing up some things as reference to where she felt like Nicki dissed her. She then said, I'm trying to figure out what happened, like what changed? ? I've shown you too much genuine love for that. Now Nicki responded back with a big ass paragraph, which I'm not going to read the whole thing, but she started off by saying, you've shown me too much genuine love for what? ? Question mark? To be exempt from something? I could say the same thing, but would you or Bigfoot care? Hold up. Is Bigfoot, is that a shot at Meg? Anyway, I'm sorry, Bigfoot just caught me off guard. I'm pretty sure that is a shot at Meg. Anyway, she continued by saying, it's clear it was about that? Question mark? You're talking in circles. Say what you said. And then Nicki drops this example by saying, Nicki, when you said ... it was clear you were talking about when I said, that's how you have a real talk. Nicki ended it by saying, let's start out what you said. I don't talk in circles and I don't get questioned. We're almost getting to the end of, not the video, so don't click off now. I mean, you made it this far, don't click off now. We're getting to the end of the back and forth itself. But Lotto then put up this tweet. Lotto said, with all this being said, this wasn't just about a Grammy category. You being funny bringing me up to defend your case knowing our last convo didn't end on good terms. You literally told me I'm not flourishing and no one cares about my little song on the phone. LOL at Nicki Minaj. Lotto then put up another tweet where she called Nicki a bitch, a grandma, a bully, idol. Oh, this bitch trying to die. Lotto said, been subbing, super freaky grandma is married and related to fucking, I can't say this word, bapists. You ain't gonna bully me. My idol turned rival, now you're hating. I'll die on this hill by myself, everybody ain't lying on you, we see the pattern. By the way, I almost forgot to bring up this tweet that Nicki put up. It's a private conversation she publicized between herself and Lotto. Lotto was in the DMs trying to facilitate a collab. She wanted Nicki on the Big Energy remix. Nicki Minaj actually ended up declining, so that didn't happen. On this next tweet, which is the most interesting one, get ready. Lotto recorded a private conversation she had with Nicki Minaj on a phone, and she put it up on Twitter. By the way, this conversation was allegedly from last night.
I've done nothing to you. Yeah, you are.
Something that is clearly delusional.
It's delusional to say that other girls are flourishing.
Okay. So, what, in conclusion, what do you think you wanna say about? Let's let you finish your statement about what rappers were doing before and what they're doing now. I want you to finish it.
I finished it, Nicki.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have somebody send you the information about all the women in the last 10 years who have had Billboard recognition, worldwide global recognition, since you are clearly putting yourself above these people.
No, I'm not. That's the purpose I can't even think of the word, like just purposely trying not to understand what I'm saying.
You don't even understand what you're saying because
no, I know exactly what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it was you running shit for a long time. I never said that you're no longer running shit. I said.
Now, what did Famous Dex say? Oh man, goddamn. Well, this is a pretty crazy situation for a couple reasons, right? First of all, I'm pretty sure you remember a couple weeks ago when Nicki Minaj went on that rant on Queen Radio where she went off on a bunch of female rappers. Coi Leray caught a couple straight bullets. Aside from that, however, she didn't really say no names. Nicki went on that rant because she felt like all these female rappers out here were disrespecting her on the low. From Nicki's perspective, she's seen a lot of snake behavior coming from a lot of the women in hip-hop who claim to love and respect her. Obviously, Lotto was one of the rappers who she presumably was talking about. I think we can take presumably out of that sentence and say most definitely. All my UK shit, most definitely Lotto was one of the rappers she was talking about. In my last video about Nicki Minaj, I said that she's lived long enough to see herself as the villain. And I think when it comes to this Nicki Minaj versus female rappers conversation, that's always a theme that we've seen consistently. Nicki has for the longest time been the #1 female rapper. Cardi B was for a period of time the #1 most talked about, but let's call it like it is. Cardi B or any other female rapper for that matter isn't touching Nicki's status, let alone walking by that shit. I look at the situation and I see a couple things. Number one, Lotto gravely messed up. Never outshine your master. I believe that's law #1. She messed up there. It's very evident that a lot of the stuff Nicki's saying publicly now are things that she's been holding back on saying. I think this kind of thing really just really exposed how Lotto truly feels about Nicki. Personally, I always had a suspicion that Lotto wasn't actually too fond of Nicki. I always felt like Lotto low-key used Nicki's name, right, in order to be good with her fan base and to be good with Nicki herself. Because I remember some time back, earlier this year actually, I was seeing a bunch of interviews with Lotto where Nicki's name was always somehow being brought up. And personally to me, when I saw that, it just didn't really feel that genuine, especially since around that time, that's when Lotto was actually dropping her album. It seemed like to me that Lotto was doing this with an ulterior motive in mind. Because no matter how much you love and support someone, if you talking about that person constantly means that you're gonna get press, well, that means that there's an incentive for you to speak on him. As it relates to this situation, Nicki Minaj was simply highlighting the hypocrisy in these award shows by saying what she said. Yeah, Lotto was brought up in a conversation, but look at the reason why she was brought up. Was Nicki Minaj not preaching about what she said? Because the way I see it, she was. By the way, this back and forth I think is ridiculous on both ends, just to make that very clear. The way I look at it, just pick up the damn phone and keep the shit off the internet. But then again, if that happened, I wouldn't really have any content to make. So actually just keep it on the internet. I can't really look at this and say that Nicki Minaj is wrong for that reason. If Lotto was smart, she would have quickly realized that Nicki wasn't after her. Cause Nicki don't got beef with Lotto unless she got beef with her. Clearly from, the looks of it, she does now. The saddest part about this specific situation isn't even this back and forth between Nicki and Lotto. I think I'm gonna make a video on this soon, but the only people who suffer from something like this are the women in hip hop. Female rappers are so catty, it's not even funny. For this reason, I just don't think female rappers are truly ever gonna be united. Since the front isn't even united, well, how the hell is the pack gonna be united? That's not possible. And a lot of this is on someone like Nicki Minaj to make that happen because she has the most power. On the other hand though, for her to do that, they actually have to respect her position, and unfortunately a lot of them don't. Anyway, Nicki Minaj goes ballistic on Lotto. Any thoughts on this? If you made it this far, like the video, click on that button right now. I'm waiting. Okay, I'm waiting. Hey, I got all the time in the world. I'm waiting for you to click that like button. Don't be stingy. Come on now. Oh, I see you came to your senses and you clicked the like button. I appreciate that. Thank you. Have a good day now, whatever you're doing. Okay, have a good motherfucking day. I'm out.